Hello everyone, Derek here from Get Lost Trails. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm coming to you from east of Phoenix, out here getting ready to head up the Apache Trail. It's approximately 40 miles or 65 kilometers from Apache Junction up to Roosevelt Reservoir. It is paved for a little ways up through here till about Fish Creek Overlook. Now the section north of Fish Creek Overlook was closed for about 5 years, I believe, from 2019 after flooding destroyed the road. Just recently reopened in September of 2024. Once we go north of Fish Creek Overlook, they call the road four-wheel drive high clearance. It is still State Route 88 though. I think it's in pretty good shape. I think the restriction though will help cut down on some traffic a little bit. We'll be continuing on up past Apache Reservoir before we reach Roosevelt Reservoir at the north end of the trail there. Then we'll be jumping over on the Four Peaks route to bring us back south. Now that's like 27 miles or 45 kilometers roughly of entirely gravel. Definitely will be a little more rugged route than what we'll be on headed up to Roosevelt. But this is a pretty cool route in and of itself. Very twisty as we head on up through here, as you've seen, and quite scenic. So sit back and enjoy the ride. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for joining me. This happens quite frequently. You get stuck behind a line of cars. This is a very popular route. The sport bikes will just fly around them on blind curves and up hills, but I'm not crazy enough to do that. Just enjoy the scenery. There's a pretty good sized marina here at Canyon Lake. They do rent boats and kayaks and paddle boards. I have been kayaking out there myself on that. It is a pretty cool lake to kayak on. Won't be doing that today, but it is worth your time. North of Canyon Lake, you come in here to Tortilla Flats. I'll be honest, this isn't really my kind of thing. It's one big tourist trap, is what I think of it. But there's a restaurant, a little country store there, a gift shop, mercantile thing, bar, whatever, that sort of thing. You can see it's quite a popular place. of miles before Fish Creek Hill. The pavement ends here. After that, it's called a four-wheel drive high clearance route on up to Apache Lake. Holy balls. Now, honestly, some of this stretch is about as bad or worse, I think, than the rest of that road. I guess it gets so much traffic on up to Fish Creek Hill, but lots of potholes. A couple rough spots. I mean, it's nothing serious. It's just a gravel road. Gonna stop here at Fish Creek Overlook, take a look at that, eat some lunch. It's that time. I didn't get started super early today, and also it just takes a lot of time with the filming and everything, so find somewhere to park. The Fish Creek Hill Overlook there, where it turns into a so-called primitive road. I think we'll find it's in pretty good shape considering what it is. Main thing is there's some narrow areas where it's one lane really. This does drop down in pretty quick, but it's nothing crazy. Is there room to pass these people? Because can see Apache Lake there and below us. Gonna take the little spur road down here to the marina. They have a restaurant, hotel, little convenience store, all that good stuff. No gas station though. Closest gas station would be up in Roosevelt, I guess, from here, but no problem for us today. Pretty cool lake down in here. Not the easiest lake to get to because of the road. Now the recommended route if you were coming in here just for this lake would be to come from the north, from Roosevelt Reservoir there, down through there. That road's definitely better than the portion we just came on. And we will be continuing on up there towards Roosevelt Reservoir after this. Gonna run down here, take a look at the lake. You can see there's white caps on it right now, so the wind has picked up a little bit. It's pretty cool. You can drive right down here to the beach. Gonna run down here to the marina, grab some drinking water before we head on. We'll be continuing on north from here up to Roosevelt Reservoir. That's about 15 miles, 24 kilometers on up there. The road does improve from here north. There's patches of pavement and gravel. They've strategically paved a few of the potentially worse spots, I guess, because boats and RVs and stuff come down here to the marina. Should be a pretty drive on up there as well. We will kind of continue driving along Apache Lake. As you can see, they're still working on some portions of this road north of the lake here. Not sure if I'm guessing they're getting ready to do some more paving. Not sure which way. Is there people coming in this one? Coming up to the Theodore Roosevelt Dam, which was originally completed in 1911, it underwent a major renovation and expansion between 1989 and 1996, where the original stone dam was completely encased in concrete, raising it to what we have here today, 357 feet or 109 meters high.
It was the first of the dams constructed as part of the Salt River project, and it holds back its namesake Salt River and the Tonto Creek, forming Roosevelt Lake.
Coming up to Highway 188 here, and Roosevelt Reservoir, of course. To the right is a little village Roosevelt, the marina, and Tonto National Monument as well. We're going to go left here in the direction of Payson. It's about 11 miles, 16, 17 kilometers, something like that, over here to the Four Peaks route. Going to be crossing the Roosevelt Bridge here. Pretty neat piece of engineering. Gonna turn down El Oso Road here. That will immediately end the pavement for the next 27 miles or 43 kilometers, whatever that is. And which way? Left. This is what's called the Four Peaks route. It uses quite a number of roads to cut down through here. Starting out here as El Oso Road on the north end, winding up through the mountains and dumps us back over at the pavement eventually. It's not a particularly technical route. I've driven it before. In fact, I did a video on that. I'm sure that's still up on the channel somewhere, some of my earlier work. So you don't need to go back and watch it. Just stay tuned for this. While Apache Trail is a pretty mild and basic drive up through there, this is a little more interesting. It's definitely not technical by what I would call most standards anyway. I mean, I've driven it before. It's just a network of forest roads back through here, and there are some side roads that you can get off on that get kind of gnarly for sure, but the main route itself is pretty good. Some snow up on those peaks there, as you can see. Has been some precipitation in the area in the past week or so. I don't think we'll run into any of that or into any problems. It is pretty steep coming up there from the lake. Nothing that isn't manageable, but some tight switchbacks and stuff. It might intimidate somebody that's not that experienced. Crested a pass there. I doubt if it really has a special name, but you can see we're headed back down the other side here. There's nobody on this road today. I mean, nobody. Luckily they plowed all the big rocks off to the side there. I don't remember what that was like last time I went through there. I don't remember it being particularly bad. In fact, I don't really remember the whole route being particularly bad. I mean, it is just some Forest Service roads after all. Climbing up to the pass there, headed back down the other side. I mean, there is some relatively steep sections, I mean, for a road anyway. Getting down here on some of this smoother, straighter part of it now. Picking up a little bit of speed. I did finally meet one Jeep on the route, but that's been it so far. I'm sure this gets quite busier. I know last time I was on this, there was a bunch of side-by-sides on it. I don't remember what day of the week that was or what time of the year that was, but it's currently the middle of March in 2025 here. It's a Tuesday, I believe. Well, this is the closest thing we've had to a water crossing so far. I think I picked the roughest line there. Looks like we got one more, maybe one more climb as we head to the south end of this. I think we ought to be getting pretty close. Well, staging area there must be getting pretty close to being back at the pavement. But this is the first ATVs I've seen all day. I don't know if they're just leaving or getting back from somewhere. There is a network of roads that kind of leave from here, so they could be coming from somewhere else. Back to the pavement here. Gonna put on an extra shirt before we pick up some speed. It's a little cool out today, but it is a beautiful day here, and it was a beautiful ride, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're in the area and looking to ride a little loop around Phoenix, I do recommend that route. It's a lot of fun, really nothing too technical. I mean, you're gonna wanna have some off-pavement experience, but really enjoyable route. The Four Peaks route's definitely the more technical of it. I mean, you know, there's kind of some steeper sections with some sharp curves in them, and you know, some loose stuff and some embedded rock in places. But I mean, as far as routes go, I mean, I'd call it easy. So guys, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next adventure, whatever that happens to be. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.